Hey, what's up, everybody? BDL44 coming into another video. All right, so I have some Andre Drummond news. He is not going to be returning back to the Los Angeles Lakers. He's going to be going to the Miami Heat, from what I understand. I don't have any information on the framework, but a great source tells me he's going to the Heat. Okay, tricky news for me as a Laker fan. I am happy he's not going to be on this team next year. However, because we don't have a center, I still have my concerns about him not being on this team. But if we sign Dwight Howard, as I believe we're going to do, that goes out the window. As long as we can get Dwight on board, and we know how that went last year. We thought we had him on board, and then we didn't, so it kind of, it went the way that it did. But this year, this is an entirely different situation. His spot is open up again. Ain't no Trez in the way. Ain't no necessarily Marc Gasol. Well, he's still on the roster, so we'll see. But the point is, we know that D12 is looking at us and we're looking at him, and I don't see any reason why he wouldn't want to sign back with us. He's not chasing money anymore. He just wants to get as many championships as possible so he can solidify his career as a great winner, not just a great Hall of Famer. He's already won one with us, obviously. He's got a championship, and we want him to come back and get another one. This is somebody that we have a very, very deep relationship with here in LA because of how it's gone. We started off hating the guy, and when he left the first time, we were happy he was gone. We clowned him when he left. We thought of him as the worst kind of guy. We watched him go through all kinds of crap throughout all the, going across the league, and we laughed at him the whole time. We didn't love him at all when he left. But when he came back here, he was so damn humble, so helpful, so healthy, and so goes the story. We won a championship, and when he left this time, even though he left the way that he did, not a single Laker fan was upset at him. Nobody here was upset, even though he left last minute. And ultimately, we feel like if he would have been here, we would have won the championship, or at least had a better shot at it. I don't think anybody here, not a single Laker fan I've seen, has said, nah, we don't want Dwight back. Everybody's saying, of course we want Dwight back. He should have never left. The door is wide open for this guy to come back a third time. And this time, he can do no wrong. He can simply do no wrong. He's home here. When he comes to the Lakers, he's home. That's how real this has become for Dwight Howard. He always has a spot with the Lakers. He has a home in LA. So that's what it is, man. We get to a point where we understand that not only did he just come back and do the right thing, but he also was very, very complimentary to his teammates. We watch him always come to the defense of teammates who are in difficult situations. I saw him do that with KCP. We saw him do it this year with Ben Simmons. He's just a guy that's turned out to be one of the better human beings to have in your locker room, especially when you're trying to win it. And he's going to contribute. He's going to contribute to our team if he comes back here. We're going to have a bigger role for him here than he had in Philadelphia. And I could argue it may be a bigger role than it was when he was here and we won the championship, because we just don't know what's going on with our center position. We have significantly less money to build our team. So he's an extremely important piece for us, and I hope that in Drummond's absence, we can get him secure on the 6th. And I'm not concerned about his age, you know what I mean? Because I understand that this is one of the great world-class athletes who's always taken care of himself. He's always been a gym rat. This is also somebody who I pay attention to, who's been working vehemently at shooting the basketball. For the last, say, 8 years, he has made it a point to practice his three-point shot, and he's continuing to work on his free throw shot. Now, we never expect him to be a 40% three-point shooter, but we have seen strange things with players transforming themselves over time, being in the league for 15 years, and around year 10, they start working on something, and by year 16, they got it down. This is one of those situations where I feel like that may be the case. A guy like Dwight Howard's been working on his three-point shot for 6 years. He should be able to hit it. I expect him to hit it. It's not that I want him to take it. It's not that I want him to take it. But what I'm saying is, if you leave him alone, acting like this is 2010, he's going to hit that shot. And so now that he has that ability, I think he's even more important to bring back to the Lakers. Because even though you're not looking to him to shoot threes, what I'm saying to you is he'll take it. And he'll make it. So that's what I got. I want to bring him in Drummond's absence. I think he's going to be an upgrade for us in that way. But I wish Drummond the best as far as him going to Miami. Look, y'all. Miami has fantastic shooters. So if there's any place that Drummond can go to that would make sense, it's Miami. So that's really the end of the story. You know, what he needs is to not clog the paint. Just like a lot of players who don't shoot, he needs to be a guy who can stay in the paint and not have anybody messing that up for him. So with Tyler Hero and the other shooters they got, Duncan Robinson, all these different shooters all over the place, there should be no reason why Drummond can't slip into that Miami Heat backup role behind Bam Adebayo and just do his thing. You know what I mean? They got plenty of shooting there. So that's a very, very deep team with a lot of size at this point. And I think Drummond's going to be an excellent addition to their team. So that's what I think of that. I'm still curious to see what happens with Victor Oladipo. I have no idea. Do they have him on contract? I got to check that out. So he's a non-shooter on that team that I wonder if they can get better value for him somewhere in the league. I like Victor Oladipo, but I just don't know what he's going to come back being with some of the injuries that he's had to his lower extremities. At this point, I just wonder if it's like, yo, if you can get maybe another shooter for him, probably should do that. I'm looking at a guy like Eric Gordon. He would be a great guy to trade for in that situation. You bring him in, shooter. Just one more extra guy to throw in that you can use to stretch the floor even more for those guys. So being that you know, Butler and Drummond are not going to shoot like that, I feel like they should cut down on non-shooters altogether. They're a floor spacing team. So that's what I think of Miami. And I look at Oladipo as a non-shooter. So there's that. So yeah, that's what I gotta say, man. It was just a little conversation on that. Drummond to the Heat. My name is BDO44. Thank y'all for watching. I'm out.